Well, tonight, Skagit County public health officials are investigating a cluster of COVID-19 cases to a meeting involving 56 people on March 10th. So since that meeting, there are now 11 confirmed cases and another 32 also ill with what appears to be COVID-19. Again, those people all went to that same meeting. This afternoon, I talked to Dr. Howard Librand, who stressed the importance of social distancing.
The number of people who contracted the illness apparently through this single episode, it's pretty astounding, and certainly just reiterates the importance for physical distancing, not meeting in groups, not going within that 6-foot range of other people.
So again, of those 56 people, 43 have either been confirmed to have COVID-19 or showing symptoms. So Dr. Librand says at the time that meeting happened, no one had been ill.